is 7:30 in the morning. It's time for the Daily Spice to be live. You know, we used to do this on Facebook. We have transported it over to YouTube. Welcome. So here's how it rolls. The Daily Spice is simply me giving you 10 minutes of inspiration, empowerment, and motivation to get you through your day. Awesome, awesome, awesome. That's it. That's what the Daily Spice is all about. I'm here to give you 10 minutes of empowerment, inspiration, and motivation to get you through your day. That's what the Daily Spice is all about. So I'm hoping the Facebook family has joined us over on the YouTube side now. And if you were not on Facebook and it's your first time coming on the YouTube channel, welcome to the Empowered Midlife. So this channel is all about us embracing midlife and enjoying midlife and feeling empowered for the rest of our lives. Because you know, midlife can be a time of challenge and frustration. Midlife can be a time of reminiscence where we go back and we look back and we go, dog, I wish I shoulda, coulda, woulda. But no, midlife is all about being empowered. So that's what this channel is all about. But today, right now, you're here for the Daily Spice. So let's get right on into it. I was off last week, feeling amazing in Dubai. I'm back now to give you these 10 minutes of inspiration, empowerment, and motivation. So can we talk about it? Because I thought about this while I was traveling. What are 7 signs you need? Come on now. 7 signs you need a midlife shift. Can I just be honest? Because sometimes as we go through midlife, things change. Right? Midlife in and of itself is about change. It's about reinventing. It's about restoring. It's about recharging. And so as we go through it, we've got to start thinking about, how do I know that I need a mindset shift? Because here's the truth of the matter. Midlife requires a mindset shift. Why does it require that? Here's why. Because the things you used to do, because the ways you used to show up, and the people you used to hang around, and the places you used to go, you may not be able to do that in midlife. And so it requires a mindset shift, because now there are new people, places, and things that you need to find yourself in. So here are 7 signs that you need a mindset shift. You ready? Here's the first one. You feel stuck. Yeah, you feel stuck. You're in a place and you feel stuck. Like you can't move. Everything is the same old, same old. Here we go. The same story that you keep telling yourself over and over and over and over again. You've got it on rewind. You've got it on repeat. Here's the thing. That story is your past. And you can't go back and change the past any more than you can make the sun revolve around the earth in the opposite direction. You can't do it. So you feel stuck in a rewind story, in a listen, or the repeat of what your life used to be. So you've got to stop that. But it's a sign that you need a mindset shift in midlife. That's the first sign. Here, can I help you this morning? Here's the thing. Your past does not qualify. It doesn't disqualify your future. Let me say that again. Your past does not disqualify your future. So that story that you keep having on rewind, that story that you keep having on repeat, let it go. Let me say that one more time. Let it go. Stop telling yourself that story. Why? Because it doesn't disqualify you for your future, Miss Marjorie. It doesn't. You can create a new future. You can create the future you want. Here's the deal. The past you is done. The past story is over. So take the tape out. Y'all remember, we in midlife, stop playing. You remember the cassette tapes. Take the tape out of the tape deck and put a new story in. Stop acting like you don't know what a cassette tape is. Here's the second sign. Here's the second sign that you need a midlife mindset shift. Number 2, you've achieved a lot in your life. But here's the thing. You still feel unfulfilled. I'm kind of in that category. There are some amazing things that I've been able to do with my life, and you're probably with me. You can reminisce on some of the things you've been able to do, some of the places you've been able to go, some of the people you've been able to meet. And you know what? You're like, I need a little bit more. There's something new that I want to be able to do. Success on the outside doesn't mean fulfillment on the inside. Let me say that one more time. Success on the outside doesn't mean fulfillment on the inside. So no longer are you thinking about how to perform, but in midlife, it's all about our purpose. See, before it was about performance. Before it was about how do people see me. Come on now. Before it was about how I show up. But in midlife, it's all about purpose now. That's why you're feeling unfulfilled, because it used to be about performance, but now it's about purpose. Now you're trying to draw closer to God to say, God, you know what? There are more days behind me than days before me. And you know what? Here's what I want to do. I want to live on purpose. I want to make a difference. I want to see some things differently in my life. Whereas before it was about performance. So if I did good, if I performed good, if I showed up good, then people would praise me. But here in midlife, it's all about my purpose. Now I want to be able to fulfill and walk in the direction that God has called me to be. And so now here you are assigned in your midlife, and now you're going, you know what? I've done a lot, but I still feel empty inside. Sis, my brother, that may be a sign that you need a midlife mindset shift. Here's number 3. Here's the third sign you might need a midlife mindset shift. You're operating on autopilot. How many of us are so guilty of operating on autopilot? You just going through the motions. You wake up, get dressed, go to work, come home, kick your feet up, binge watch Netflix, Hulu, Disney Plus. I don't know what you know what? You just binge watch. You're not doing anything. You don't have any goals. You don't have any desires. Midlife is about being intentional. It's not about being on automatic pilot. Listen, those days are gone. You've done everything for everybody else. Now it's time for you to be intentional about the way you showing up and the way you moving in midlife. Midlife has a certain intentionality about it. And so if you feel that your life is just get up, go to work, come home, binge watch. Get up, go to work, come home, binge watch. Get up, go to work, come home, binge watch. Guess what? You need a midlife mindset shift, because here in midlife, it really is all about being intentional in the way that we move. Here's sign number 4 that you might need a midlife mindset shift. You're afraid to dream. Come a little closer. You're afraid to dream. You're afraid to set goals. You're afraid to have aspirations. Why? Because they had not come true before. You're afraid to do it. Here's the thing. You can't be afraid to dream in midlife. I've shared this before back on YouTube. Long time ago, I shared this, maybe in the very beginning. Here's what I want you to remember. As long as you still breathing on this side of the ground, it's not too late for you to have dreams, aspirations, goals. It's never too late. Midlife is really all about you being empowered to make things happen. The Bible says, as a man thinketh, as a woman thinketh, as a mind thinketh, so is he or she. So as your mind thinks, you will begin to speak those things into existence. You think you're too old? You keep telling yourself too old? Then guess what? You're going to be too old. You think you're too sick to do things? Then guess what? You're going to continue to be too sick. You think you're too broke to do things financially, not having enough money? Then guess what? That's going to continue to be the reality that you live in. So don't be afraid to dream again. Don't be afraid to set goals. Don't be afraid to have aspirations. Your faith, let me say this slowly because I want you to catch this. Your faith has got to kick in because God is not finished. Your faith is the activation that God needs to say to you, listen, when I see your faith, I'm going to start moving. But until I see your faith, I'm going to sit here and wait on you. It's not about God hadn't answered your prayers yet. Here's the problem. You don't have the faith to activate God's movement. Let me say that one more time. You haven't demonstrated to God the faith that he needs to see to activate his movement. So God's waiting on you, my brother. God's waiting on you, my sister, to activate your faith so he can begin to move. You can't be afraid to dream again. That's number 4. And here's number 5. You feel disconnected from yourself and from others. You feel disconnected. When you start to feel disconnected, it's time for a midlife mindset shift. Here's the problem. You don't even know who you are in midlife. Let me say that one more time. If I were to ask you, who are you? Would you be able to answer that question? And let me be honest, most of you would not be able to. Most of you would give me your title. Oh, I'm married. Oh, I'm a mother. Oh, I work here. Oh, I'm a grandmother. Oh, you know what? I'm a Delta. I'm an AKA. I'm a Sigma Gamma Rho. I'm all of these things. Those are your titles. But who are you at your core? That's what midlife is all about. Midlife is all about reconnection that starts with a reset and reflection. You've got to spend time with yourself to reconnect to yourself. It's not about all of these titles. It's not about being a doctor or being an accountant. It's not about being an entrepreneur. It's not about being a part of this organization or that organization. It's not about all of these titles that we carry in ourselves in midlife. No. Midlife is all about reconnecting with ourselves, learning how to love on ourselves even the more. Y'all know I'm a big proponent of self-care. This is why self-care is so important, because self-care teaches us how to rest and reflect. Self-care teaches us how to love on ourselves so that we can show up for ourselves first before we show up for everybody else. Here's the thing. Until you love on yourself, here's what I know. I can't believe you to love on anybody else. Real love starts with self-love. Let me say that one more time. Real love starts with self-love. So those are my 5 ways that you know you might need a midlife mindset reshift, a shift. You need to shift. You need to think about it. You need to sit with yourself. You need to reconnect with yourself. You need to rest with yourself and ask yourself, how am I really showing up in my life right now? Do I feel stuck? Have I achieved a lot, but do I feel empty inside? Wait a minute. Am I operating on automatic pilot? Am I just going through the motions of my life? Am I just showing up on a job that I absolutely hate? Am I afraid to dream again? And do I feel disconnected? 5 things that you need to ask yourself. 5 questions, real simple. Ask yourself, do I need a midlife mindset shift? And you might be surprised. All right. Thank you all for joining me for this morning's Daily Spice. 10 minutes of inspiration, empowerment, and motivation to get you through your day. All right. Thank you for joining. And here's what I want you to do. If this is your first time on my YouTube channel, do me a huge favor and subscribe to the YouTube channel. I have the Empowered Midlife podcast that drops every Tuesday. And I'm so excited about the one that's coming up this Tuesday. I have my girl, my friend, Apostle Terry Raven, and we're talking about everything menopause and midlife. Yes. I'm so excited. A girl talk with some hot tea. Girl, we laying it all out. Brother, you want to know what's going on with your woman in midlife? You need to watch tomorrow's podcast that's going to drop tomorrow. And be sure to subscribe to the YouTube channel so you can make sure you get every notification when I drop something here. All right, good people, I will see you tomorrow morning with another episode of The Daily Spice. Y'all be blessed. Have an amazing